A massive nuclear submarine forcefully breaches the ocean surface, an 8,000-ton machine engineered to project lethal force across hemispheres. Meanwhile, in the halls of the Rajya Sabha, senior advocate Menaka Guruswamy takes her oath as India's first openly queer member of parliament. For decades, the status of a nation has been measured by two specific numbers: the size of its military arsenal and its gross domestic product. This structural diagram illustrates why counting only weapons and wealth is insufficient. It ignores the people operating the systems and the research driving them forward. Modern status relies on comprehensive national power, a matrix built on four distinct pillars: security, economy, innovation, and human capital. India's April 2026 strategic reports provide a real-time blueprint of a nation actively constructing all four of these pillars simultaneously. A country cannot scale its domestic economy or its social programs without first securing its borders. This wireframe schematic details the newly commissioned INS Aridhaman, India's third domestically built nuclear submarine. The bottom text box highlights its critical role. Carrying nuclear warheads grants India a survivable second strike capability, completing its nuclear triad. This infographic shows military command integration. The Akashteer system, represented by the radar, automates airspace surveillance. Below, the downward arrow illustrates the Parivartan Chintan initiative, a direct operational link syncing decision-making across Army, Navy, and Air Force headquarters. That unified defense network pays immediate dividends. While air defense systems activate over Israel and Iran, India leverages its regional security to safely escort the Green Asha, a massive LPG tanker, directly through the volatile Strait of Hormuz, securing energy supplies. Maintaining a defense apparatus that spans from the stratosphere to the deep sea requires immense, highly liquid capital. This fiscal dashboard tracks the scale of that capital. On the left, gross GST collections reached 2.1 lakh crore. On the right, the Reserve Bank maps out an aggressive 2.54 lakh crore state borrowing plan to fund local infrastructure. We can see exactly where that domestic revenue goes. In Gujarat, Adani Green Energy is investing approximately 1.5 trillion rupees into the Khavda Renewable Energy Park, laying down vast solar arrays to build a 30-gigawatt power plant. This infographic illustrates the friction of managing global supply chains. The scale shows the controversy over Indian onion exports to the UAE. The government facilitated trades at $500 a ton, well below the $1,500 global rate, benefiting foreign buyers while undercutting domestic farmers. The economic engine constantly negotiates this tension, maximizing domestic revenue for infrastructure while navigating the complex realities of international diplomacy and trade. With capital secured, a state must invest in future technologies. But pushing industrial boundaries directly collides with ecological limits. In the freezing, low-oxygen mountains of Leh, Ladakh, the Indian Space Research Organization runs Mission MITRA. They are testing how human bodies and minds perform in absolute isolation, gathering data to prepare crews for the Gaganyaan human spaceflight. Back at sea level, Oil India Limited commissioned a plant in Assam utilizing advanced membrane technology to produce 99.999% pure green hydrogen. Concurrently, a new government incubation center opened to fund and mentor early-stage food technology startups. This diagnostic graphic identifies the immediate biological pushback from a rapidly industrializing climate. Rising ocean temperatures have triggered a bloom of venomous jellyfish along the east coast, threatening local fisheries. On land, shrinking habitats led to lethal human-wildlife conflicts in Odisha. To maintain growth, India balances its push into the stars with ecological defense, establishing the Bhavasagara repository to conserve unexplored deep-sea fauna, and currently leads the world in issuing compliance certificates under the Nagoya Protocol to protect natural genetic resources from exploitation. Building nuclear submarines, scaling green hydrogen plants, and running analog space missions requires a highly cohesive, advanced society to design and operate them. We see this social infrastructure taking shape through policy. Along with Menaka Guruswamy's appointment to the Rajya Sabha, the state of Odisha doubled its reservation quota for scheduled caste and tribal students, entering medical and engineering programs. To build the next generation of human capital, the Ministry of Education rolled out a new curriculum that teaches artificial intelligence, coding, and logical reasoning to students starting in the 3rd grade. That modernization runs parallel to the protection of traditional culture. The intricate craftsmanship seen here on the base of a Mirage sitar recently earned an official geographical indication tag, protecting the local artisans and projecting India's musical heritage globally. India also projects soft power through athletic dominance. Following a 96-run victory over New Zealand to secure the ICC Men's T20 World Cup, Indian athletes took the top honors at the Asian Squash Federation Awards. A population driving cultural trends, winning world championships, and expanding professional education provides the cognitive and social stability making military hardware effective. Reviewing the events of April 2026, it becomes clear that these milestones are not isolated headlines. They operate as an integrated system. This diagram maps the interconnected ecosystem. Record tax revenues and infrastructure investments form the economic base, funding the military. Secured defense allows the government to focus capital on internal stability and education. Teaching students computational thinking produces scientists necessary for hydrogen plants and space missions. Geopolitical dominance in 2026 results from the deliberate, simultaneous orchestration of statecraft, society, science, and sustainability.